and it doesn't match. The frequencies don't match. What we're bringing in doesn't match what we have in our auric field, in our bodies. If you guys don't know about our auric field, I encourage you to look it up. It's absolutely fascinating. But you can see it in Kirlan photography, right? Different colors, different auras, on and on. Well, there's many, 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 many layers to our auric field. This is just a small amount, but we store things. It's like an energetic bubble that surrounds us. And when our aura is sealed and closed and strong, it protects us from all kinds of things. It can protect us from negative electromagnetic frequencies, right? 5G, microwaves, cell phones, all those things. But if we don't take care of our energy field, it holds stuff. It holds all kinds of shit. And as you move through your life, you pick something up and it has to make its way down through the different layers. And by the time it hits that physical body, it manifests itself into a physical ailment. You know, Louise Hay is a pioneer in the idea of how our thoughts create our illnesses, our ailments, whatever you want to call it. You know, there's research out there that now that states that cancer is holding on to anger and resentment, right? Everything has a frequency, everything has a vibration. So you can only bring into your world what's a vibrational match. Well, now the world's being bombarded with a higher frequency of light. We're being pushed, as is the planet, to get rid of all the stuff that doesn't match, okay? So and how this affects us is, according to the HeartMath Institute, and this is really cool, research done in the last decade shows that a significant acceleration in solar and geomagnetic activity caused by things like geomagnetic storms can actually precipitate significant changes in the intensity and the stability of a Shuman resonance signal. Okay, this can take the Shuman resonance signal outside of its normal range, and it can induce alterations in brain and heart synchronization and changes in the brain's melatonin level. So this is, in the last decade, the HeartMath Institute, fabulous space, has been researching this, and they're starting to see that it is true. And some of the ill effects associated with this are altered blood pressure, reproductive disorders, immune systems not working very well, cardiac and neurological problems, mental disorders, more depression, more suicide, increased hospital admissions, accidents, sudden death, and so many other stress-related conditions. So what do you do about it? How can you deal with that? Well, I know in my practice, where I work with a lady named Carla's on the call. Carla has practiced energy medicine for well over 25 years, mostly under the Body Talk system. And the Body Talk system is designed to tune into the innate wisdom of your body. Your body knows how to heal itself. It knows when you cut your finger, your skin grows back. When you break a bone, you grow a new one. Your liver regenerates itself. Well, our entire body regenerates itself, but we're not taught how to listen to that. We're not taught how to tune into that, right? They don't teach us that. So under the Body Talk system, the practitioner is trained to listen to that innate wisdom and to observe it and help the body come back into balance. Things have to happen in order, you know? So in our practice, we see people come in with headaches, migraines, sleep disorders. They can't get enough sleep. They're absolutely exhausted, or they don't need as much sleep. Their mental clarity is fuzzy. You know, we've seen an increase in PTSD symptoms because it's everything's being triggered. You know, your neurotransmitters go out of whack, the neurochemical pathways in your brain, your amygdala can't move out of fight and flight, right? It's like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. Also, we see a lot of people who have had things that they thought they've worked through show up. man, I thought I worked through this already. You know, it's happened like 15 years ago. I did my work. I made my peace with it. No, here it is. And it's just showing you another layer that you're holding on to somewhere in your body, mind, and soul that it needs to go. Now you throw COVID into this and all of the other current events that are happening around the world. And this just gets amplified because of all the fear, all of the uncertainty that this is throwing into the mix. It continues to throw it into the mix, and it makes it so much harder for people to deal with their stuff, right? Because it's like this tug of war. We're being pulled to release what's not a match, but yet we're, you know, some people immerse themselves in this fear because that's what they know, right? They turn on the news, God, you don't have to turn on the news. You can scroll through social media, you can go to your local grocery store, you know, wear a mask, don't wear a mask, all these different kinds of things, right? So the stress and the fear that some people are in, it's heartbreaking. Like it's heartbreaking. So what you can do with all of this information is learn how to take care of your energetic field. You know, body, mind, and soul. Learn how to take care of your soul. Carla and I have discovered that when we run our modalities together, so she uses body talk to bring the body back into balance, and I use hypnosis. I use hypnosis, getting better at NLP, and we help people release whatever it is that they're holding on to. And we've learned that when we run our modalities at the same time, you know, those of us that are in the hypnosis world, when you are in a state of hypnotic rest, you relax, well, your immune system kicks in. Your immune system fires up and works better. Well, what a better opportunity to have somebody work on the body, right? If you guys can see the etheric template in the auric field, the etheric template's actually a blueprint that your body reprints from. Right? So if you break a bone, your bone grows back, you've got that little bump in your bone, well, that's in your blueprint. So every time your body reprints, it prints off the blueprint. So Carla has learned how to work on that etheric blueprint. So you definitely leave the session feeling feeling different, usually better than you did when you get there. But those changes are done at the etheric blueprint level. So some of them take a little bit of time. You know, it took you some time to get there. It's going to take a little bit of time to heal from it, but they're permanent. You know, I discovered body talk. I had arthritis in my hand. I was a server for 20 years and I loved what I did. I was really good at it. And I developed arthritis in my thumb, and my hand was so swollen, I couldn't hold a fork, never mind serve a table. And I started working with Carla, and this was before hypnosis entered our world. And you guys can see I have, you know, pretty full motion in my hand. Now my hand will still hurt, but this is my trigger. This is my weak point. This is my body's way of saying, hey, you're frustrated, you're pushing against something, or I ate too much cheese. If I ate too much dairy, then my hand will hurt. But as you guys can see, it's fine, right? Really quick, I'd love to throw an offer out there for anybody that's on the call today. If you are interested in experiencing a session with Carla and myself, contact me. And if you book between now and October 25th, we would be happy to offer you guys a 33% discount off your first session. Okay, so just gonna throw that out there. Other things that you can do is exercise, moving the body. You know, not only is moving the body good for the body, but it moves energy. It helps things move, especially yoga. Not the only thing, but moving your body. Meditation, hypnosis, anything that you can do to get out of your head and into your body, especially into your heart, right? Learn how to do heart coherence breathing. It is incredible, learning how to drop into your heart and bring that breath in and out of your heart, right? Really easy to do. You slow your breath down, put your attention into your heart, and imagine that breath coming in and out of the heart. And it changes your state almost instantly. Listen to your body. When your body is screaming at you to rest, listen to it. Even if it's a 15-minute power nap in the middle of your day, in between whatever it is that you're doing, listen to it. It is screaming what it needs. You know, that was a hard thing for me to learn how to rest when my body needed to rest, and to give myself permission to slow down and to honor me. You know, at this period in our evolutionary scale, evolutionary growth, self-care and self-love are the utmost important thing that you can do. And self-care isn't just bubble baths and spa days and, you know, pizza on a Friday night. Self-care is showing up for you. Self-love is having that diligence to take care of every part of you, body, mind, and soul. Get outside. Go outside. Even if the Shuman resonance is spiked at 151, get outside. If you can, go barefoot, right? I know where Carla and I live in Kelowna, Canada, we're moving into fall. We're not going to be able to be outside in our bare feet for really much longer. We're blessed right now with beautiful weather, but you know, it is the end of September and it gets cold here. But get outside. If you can't get outside, if you just can't, use hypnosis or meditation and create that same experience in your mind. I'm sure you all have a favorite place that you love to go outside. Go there in your mind. Put your attention onto your feet. Feel the energy. Feel your feet on the earth, and it'll work. It'll really work. Whole foods. You know, guys, fruits and vegetables, they come from the earth. They're going to absorb that energy. Everything is connected. Everything is connected. Cut out the processed foods. Just, you know, it's not good for you. It's not good for you on any level of being. Remember, everything has a vibration. So when we live on a diet of junk food, we probably think junky thoughts. Our body hurts, we have aches, we have pains, and then there's the whole host of physical ailments that come along with it, right? Diabetes, obesity, heart disease, all those things. The higher the vibration of things that you can surround yourself and put into your body, the easier this transition is going to be. There's an incredible book by Dr. David Hawkins called Power versus Force. And he actually went through and found the frequency of not everything, but lots of different emotions. Shame, guilt, blame, anger, hate, all of those things they don't feel good. So they don't vibrate very high. As we move up higher and higher and higher, we feel better, right? Gratitude. Oh my gosh, gratitude is such a high vibration thing. You know, we can all find things to be grateful for. Ask yourself those questions at the beginning of the day. How can gratitude find its way into my world today? You know, what do I have to be grateful for? When we ask ourselves those questions, it redirects, I think I listened correctly, it redirects the reticular activating system, and it gives that subconscious mind something to do, right? Oh, okay, gratitude, and it goes off looking for things to be grateful for. And you know, if you find yourself in a space where it's really hard, you just can't quite kick out of a state, say the words thank you. Just say them out loud 7 times. When you say thank you, it creates a chemical reaction inside your body that creates a feeling. And when you say it over and over and over and over, you feel it bigger and bigger and bigger. So say thank you 7 times, 10 times, as many times as you need to until you feel it. I feel it in my solar plexus, and it just kind of radiates out. Breathe. Breathe, guys. Deep breathing. When I used to, like I said, I was a server, and I used to work at the airport here in Kelowna, and it was busy. It was busy. And I would use the opportunity when somebody would want to pay with a credit card, right? And I'd have hand them the portable machine, and they'd be doing their thing. I would actually just bring my attention to my breath. Feel how it feels as it comes in your nose. Feel how it feels as it fills your lungs as you exhale. And that will bring you out of your head and into your body almost instantly. And it's a wonderful way to change your state. So this next picture, there was a mass global meditation on April 4th and April 5th. There was at least 1 million people that were all meditating. They were all meditating on peace and love and all those higher vibrational things. And just look, so the white that you see, that is when there is such a high frequency of energy coming in that it knocks the system offline. And they have these resonance facilities all around the world. But look at that. Now, in the spiritual world, people believe that this is 5th dimensional energy, right? Right now, we're all in the 3rd dimension, right? Our 3D. Well, we can go higher and higher and higher. So some people believe that this white is 5th dimensional energy, which is an energy based in gratitude, appreciation, joy, love. And really, that's our natural state. That's our natural state. When we feel good, we are in alignment with our own self. And our own self, our subconscious, our infinite intelligence, all it wants to do is feel good. So let's just look at that for a second. 15, 20 minutes is what everybody meditated for. 1 million people, and look at the spikes that it created. It's off the charts, right? So in closing, having an awareness about the cycles of our planet, our solar system, our electronics, all of those things that we maybe didn't really pay much attention to, they're affecting the pulse of the planet, which in turn affects us. And I'm hoping that you guys gained some new awarenesses and maybe leading you guys to some new tools to navigate this space. We've never been in this space. Nobody has ever been in the age of Aquarius, right? It's been a long time since we've been here. 22,000 years, 24,000 years, right? It's been a long time. And this idea of all the planetary events affecting human behavior that I've talked about, they've been researched for decades, and it's still in its infancy in mainstream science. But it's really easy to see that we have so much more to learn about humans and our connection to absolutely everything. So that's my chat. I hope you guys found it interesting. I'm happy to answer any questions. And I thank you all for showing up. So that's it, Dr. Will. If you want to take back over the host, or if anybody has any questions, anything I can answer.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Let's see.
Here's my thing.
Yeah. End your screen share.
I'm trying to. How do I get there? That's it. Oh, there it is up top.
Yep, that'll kick us back to the other thing.
There
we go. All right. Trying different headphones today. It's on the other side. It's driving me crazy. All right. Any questions? Any comments? Great.
Thank you. Thank you. Carla's on the call too. If you guys have any questions about body talk, she's taken over, probably getting close to 40 different courses in the body talk system. She can actually work to an epigenetic DNA RNA level. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have a question. Could Carla go a little bit more in depth about the body talk system? And I have to say, this was fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Great information. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, Carla.
Unmute. You're muted. There you go.
Sorry about that. The body talk system is basically tuning into the body and reconnect broken messages, repair the nerves, remove blockages from the system that are caused by stress or injuries or traumas, like the trauma that Daneya was talking about, the PTSD, which so many people are struggling with now with the COVID, they go in so much fear. It basically takes your amygdala on a hijack that people stay permanently in this fight and flight mode, not knowing what to do, where to go, where do I get my supplies, where do I get my haircut, and they sometimes stay in that state. And with the work I do, I can clear all of that and bring them back into a peaceful mode. And quite often, we cannot change a person's DNA. The human DNA is the human DNA, but we have markers on top of it. This is why we all look different. Your hair is a different color than my hair. That is your DNA markers that changes you. I can work with the DNA markers and remove DNA markers that have been created through stress and trauma and the issues in your life, accidents, whatever is happening. Does that make it a little more clear? Okay.
Thanks for clarifying, Carla. That's your department.
Could I just ask, how do you do that in working with the energy of the body?
Well, somehow I had from the beginning the ability to see inside the body, and I can see people that aren't alive anymore as well. So in the Middle Ages, they would burn me at the stake as a witch. Right now, thank God they don't do that anymore. But I can now work with you and see what I see in your body and remove it or replace it or repair it.
And it's interesting when you pair it with the hypnosis. Carla and I can't tell you how many times whatever we're working on in the with the hypnosis has been what Carla's clearing out of the body, out of the energetic blueprint, right? Or if she finds something, she'll slip me a note and direct me. On Zoom, it's a lot easier because she just types it into the message, into the chat box. But she'll direct me. She'll say this person needs to go to the time of their birth, or this person needs to go and see this, or they need to talk about that. And it's incredible what we've discovered using these two modalities together can do.
It brings some real big shifts into people. Mm-hmm. Generally, they get off of our table looking different than when they got onto it.
Yeah.
There's a book that talks, if you don't already know it, some of you might, it's called, you can't see it, The Body Keeps Score.
Oh, yeah.
By Dr., what's his name? I've actually met him, Bessel van der Kolk or something like that. And he talks about how trauma, a lot of the trauma is actually stored in the body. Mm-hmm. Therapy alone will never get it out.
No.
So
I just ordered 2 copies last night, and they're supposed to come today, overnight. 2 copies.
The Body Keeps Score. It's a good book. It's easy to read too.
There's a workbook that goes with it.
Yeah, there's a workbook. The audio book's really good, and it just backs up what Carla was saying, that your body, your DNA stores it in its, and as Deanna said too, it's your epigenetics. These things kick in, and then other things kick in.
Yeah.
And with the stress, you kick into survival mode. When this happens, this happens. Those of us that have been through a lot of stress, like combat stress. One of the things I've heard a lot of people say with all this COVID stuff, feels okay. It feels normal. The only thing different is I'm not hearing incoming. Other than that.
Oh, gosh.
Billy Schilling talked about how it's like being on ship, where you got to be constantly, especially on a submarine. If you can imagine, you're 700 feet under the water, one minor mistake, and everybody's dead. So and it takes a while to unwind. Cool stuff. All right.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. That was
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Oh, it was fascinating.
Awesome. Don't hesitate to connect if you guys need any questions. If you have questions or you want to learn more, right? I think I'm connected with a lot of you guys on Facebook. I can share my email address in the chat box if you like.
Please.
Okay.
All contact info is appreciated.
There we go. That's my email. If anybody's interested in booking a session with the two of us, that you book that through me. I have a little bit of a tighter schedule, and Carla and I have discovered it's easier if one person takes care of booking than two. So you make less mistakes.
Mia has children. I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got animals.
They are children.
Work as a child, yes.
You know, it's interesting that the body talk system can work on animals as well. Just
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. I mean, they're beings of consciousness.
Yes, they are living beings.
Yeah.
Traumas and emotions and likes and dislikes.
Do you work on animals?
Especially dogs and horses.
Oh, horses are
Yeah.
Horses are amazing.
They're
Yeah, it's
amazing.
like if my wife's had the experience, she'll be wrecked about something, right? And she'll go to the barn, and the one horse that she's had for 15 years now, he'll literally just walk over and put his head on her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's
No.
so cool.
And the other horse is just batshit crazy and running around trying to start fights. But she's young. She's a young, she's a mare, right? He's an older gelding. But he'll just literally walk over and put his head on you if you're
Wow.
feeling bad.
Yeah.
Like, who trained this guy?
He should be a therapy horse.
Isn't that neat though, right? We're all connected. All of us.
Well, let me ask you guys one question as we're wrapping up. It's like, since we're in like day 190 of 15 days to flatten the curve, and I just read another thing that they're not done scaring us yet. Now they're talking about, and I'll just be honest, pissed me off. Psychology says that you should just get over the fact we're never returning to normal.
Well, that is just so bad.
And I'm like, but anyway, they were just, it's like,
It's just a constant stream of
constant, it's like being in combat for a full year.
Yeah.
for sure.
And there's more to be afraid of. And there's more to be afraid of.
Yeah.
You know?
So you said you had a question?
No, it's just that like, is part of what are people being overloaded? Because now you're seeing the pushback where, people 3 months or a month ago, you wouldn't dare see outside without a mask. They're like, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to the store.
Me too. I don't pay attention to it much.
And it's like, so I just, yeah. Maybe their body's just saturated with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're
Sorry.
point.
It'd be interesting to see, and we don't need to get, there's way more discussion about this than we have time for, but what was supposed to be a debate was not a debate tonight. What kind of energy is going to show up and pop through? Because even people watching, there was like a huge explosion of, like the lightning bolts of reaction.
Yeah.
It'd be
I don't know.
interesting.
Yeah.
And even here, some of us watched it and we're going like, I swore so much at my TV.
Well, you're all from Canada. So you're like the apartment. Like, what does the comic say? You guys are like living in the apartment above a meth lab. You're just waiting for it to explode.
Yeah.
You used to be the apartment over a really cool bar. Now it's turned into a meth lab.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Although I don't know
I'm moving.
anybody who has COVID or anything to do with it. So I don't know where they got their figures from. And I have a brother-in-law who lives in Washington, D.C. And the other day he called, he says, I hear you have a breakout of COVID cases. I said, well, where do you get these numbers? I don't know anything about this.
Well, and yeah, it's a little off topic, but and it was the BBC that published it, of course, not the Americans. When they listed like all these colleges that had all these cases, University of Alabama, 2,100, whatever, it listed them all. It's like over 100,000. Sounds scary, but then it listed hospitalizations, and severe illnesses. There were no deaths, and actual hospitalizations out of 100,000 cases were 4 people.
Yep.
Well,
So you're
where
like,
it doesn't
and
make any
they
sense.
and they just did it here in Florida. Our governor just said, okay, he's done. There's no more state restrictions on anything. Of course, the next day they go, and Florida had an increase of 3,000 cases. I'm like, well, you were the ones also saying it takes a few days for
Yeah,
this to hit.
Yeah.
He did. It's
makes
just,
no sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's all a scare tactic. Now, I'm not sure why. This is what I'm trying to figure out. What is behind this whole scare tactic?
well, unless it's like what was tied into what you guys were talking about. Every time you're about to make a push forward, there's a major pushback.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, isn't it?
It's like, oh, yeah, it's like the people now that like, basically it's all white people, like the 50s were great. The 50s, and like people I know that are Hispanic or African American or recent immigrants go, the 50s weren't
Weren't that great?
great.
Not for them, they weren't.
Yes, so.
But it's, as we shift, right, that jump forward, that hierarchy and power that's just being there, always been there. 2,000 years, it's always been there. Well, it doesn't work anymore. And, you liken it to a 3-year-old in a sandbox who just had his favorite toy taken away. He's pitching a fit. What do you mean I'm not the boss anymore? Right?
Yeah.
Mm.
We
Yeah.
shall see. Interesting. The greatest curse in history. May you live in interesting times. And this is interesting times.
Yes.
For sure.
All right, I'll post this on the NFNLP website in the, the butterfly experiment.
Awesome. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
and yeah, reach out. Maybe we'll have you talk again more on like whatever stuff like that.
Yeah, I would love to. That'd be cool.
All right,
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
leaving the ship. Talk to
Thank
all
you
soon.
so much. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.